Hello students. So today I will be discussing about the course. The name of the course is Environmental Science. The course code is 3110007. It is a semester 2 2019-20 course as per GTU syllabus. My name is Dr. Sanjay Kumar Singhal. I am Associate Professor of Physics in General Department at Ali College, Morbi. So you can see the topic today is about green building. So we must be understanding what a building, how a building can be made as a green building. So you can see one figure over here. So first of all comes over here, what are the rating agencies which are accrediting a building to be a green building. So the first name over here comes as LEED, LEED. The full form of this is Leadership in Energy and Environment Design. This is established by US Green Building Establishment. There are a few examples over here which of the buildings which are accredited by LEED. So Suzlon Energy Limited in Pune in India is actually accredited as platinum by LEED. Then Nokia Gurgaon is rated as gold by LEED. Then you can see here this Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi International Airport at Hyderabad is rated as silver. So you can see a picture over here which is of Suzlon Energy Limited in Pune. So you can see the picture of this building. This is LEED certified platinum building. This building is being made in an area of near about 10 acres. It is counted one of the largest green building projects, and this is popularly known as One Earth. Then we have Nokia Gurgaon. This is gold rated building. So this is a gold rated building by LEED. It has a smart lighting, heat recovery wheels, and high efficiency chillers, which makes this office outstanding from the other buildings. So this is a picture of Rajiv Gandhi International Airport at Hyderabad. So this airport is India's first greenfield airport, and which is undeniably among the top 10 green buildings in India. This has been the first airport in Asia to be certified with silver rating. This green building ensures optimal use of natural light and minimal wastage of electricity or energy consumption. So we are having a green building, a picture of a green building. So what are the things that must be there within a green building? So you can see a typical picture over here. So on the roof of this you can see there are photovoltaic panels which will be using sunlight and will be converting this into electricity, and this electricity will be used by the building occupants. Then you can see here we are having light colored roofing, or you can say metal colored roofing. So this will be reflecting the light, so it will not be hitting the building. Then you can see energy efficient windows and glass over here. Then you can see there are trees over here, and these trees will be providing shading to the building. Then you can see here we are using renewable energy resource solar water heaters. So solar water heaters are being used to heat the water within the building. Then you can see we are having an arrangement for rainwater harvesting. So we are collecting rainwater here and will be reusing this when needed. Further, you can see the native plants over here within the building. Then you see here the central vacuum system. Then we can see a central dehumidification system over here. Then you see that within this building we are using Energy Star appliances. Why Energy Star appliances? Because we want the electricity to be consumed as minimum as possible. Then you can see here zero VOC VOC means volatile organic compounds. So within the building we are using zero or very low VOC material for flooring and paint. Then you can see large hangouts over here. Then you have a carbon monoxide alarm in order to check the labels of carbon monoxide labels within the building. Then we are having high quality insulation and ceiling. Then you can see low flow and dual flush toilets which are being used within this green building. So these are the typical features that a green building must have. So what are the benefits of these new green buildings? There are actually benefits which can be divided into two parts. One is tangible benefit, another one is intangible benefits. Within tangible benefits, what we are having, we are reducing water and energy consumption. So within green building, we can save 20 to 30% electricity. We can save 30 to 50% of water. We can reduce the use of fossil fuels also within the green building. Then further in these green building we must be less depend on the use of virgin materials. Virgin means the intact materials. Then what are the intangible benefits within these green buildings? They must have excellent daylighting, they must have enhanced air quality, they must have health and well-being of occupants, they must have safety benefits, and the conservation of scarce natural resources must be taken care while making the green buildings. Then comes our rating agencies in India. So let us talk about this IGBC. The full form of this IGBC is Indian Green Building Council. So this is the rating system that requires national standard and codes such as NBC, ICBC, CPCB guidelines. IGBC Indian Green Building Council is an establishment of CII, which is Confederation of Indian Industries. So this IGBC is being established by CII in the year of 2001. The vision of IGBC is to build sustainable built environment for all and to make India one of the world leaders in sustainable built environment by the year of 2025. Then comes here how a building can be a green building. So what is the process for that? So there are different labels of green building certificates are awarded based on the total points or credits earned by the building projects. So there are two types of buildings basically. One is owner occupied building, another one is tenant occupied building. So what is owner occupied building? If a building is being occupied by the owner and if its share is more than 50%, then that building is called owner occupied building. But if a building is occupying an area which is more than 50% by the uh, if what's the meaning here is that if a building is occupied by the tenants and if the area taken by them is more than 50%, then that building is called tenant occupied building. So there are basically four certificates here. You can see a certified silver, gold, platinum. So certified, if your building is actually scoring near about 49 marks out of 100, so 40 to 49, then that building is given as certified rating. If the building is scoring 50 to 59 marks, then that building is given silver rating, which comes in outstanding performance. If the building is scoring 60 to 74%, 60 to 74 marks out of 100, then that building is rated as gold building, and this comes in the national excellence. If the newly made building is scoring 75 to 100 marks out of 100, then that building is rated as platinum building, which comes under global leadership. Then what is the certification process of a green building? So there is a chart, there is a flow chart over here which you can see. So suppose a new building is being made. So how to apply for getting the rating? So this is being shown that how one can approach to IGBC, and how one can take the certification. So suppose you have a new project, and so what you have to do, your new project has to be registered on the www.igbc.in. Then the project team of your building submits preliminary documentation for review to IGBC. Then third step is the review by IGBC third party assessors. So this process has to be completed within 30 days. So after this, the project owners will be submitting final documentation to IGBC, and after submitting the final documentation, IGBC will visit the site. So after the site visit, the IGBC will be doing final review, and they will award the rating to the building. So this process must be completed within 30 days. So there can be two things actually about the acceptance of ratings by the project owners. So they can accept the rating given by IGBC. So if it is yes, then IGBC will be presenting the certificate, and if it is no, then the project team appeals within 30 days of announcement. So what they have to do, they have to again submit final documentation, and again the IGBC will be visiting the site, and they will take the decision finally. So you can see there's a loop over here. So this is how IGBC actually awards rating to a building to be a green building. Now comes here, the so comes here, what are the features of a green building? So first comes here the sustainable architecture and design. Within this we must have integrated design approach. So what is the meaning of this? That you're the project owner, the building project owner involves architect, commissioning authority, energy modeler, facility managers, contractors, green building consultant, interior designer, landscape architect, MEP. MEP means mechanical, electrical, plumbing. MEP consultant, project management consultant, and other members. So this team must be there in a new project, and this team there must be at least three project meetings at different stages of the project. Then comes here site preservation. So what is the meaning of site preservation? Suppose the project has taken the land. So he has to do for site preservation? He has to retain at least 10% of the existing topography, designed to integrate trees with new development so as to preserve 75% trees. So he has to design his building in such a way that so that he can conserve or preserve 75% trees, retain at least 50% natural rocks, and very important here, the building owner must retain 100% of water bodies and channels. Now comes here passive architecture. So design of structure should be such that it saves 2% energy of total amount energy consumption. Climate responsive concepts and design, for example, orientation of the building, skylights, courtyards, shaded corridors, horizontal and vertical landscaping. Then passive cooling heating technologies such as wind tower and geothermal technologies. 50% of regularly occupied spaces such as canteen, etc. have daylight in between 100 lux to 2200 lux. So this much intensity must be there in the open in the areas like canteen. Then comes here site selection and planning. So first comes here the local building regulations. So approved site plans and building plans for construction status of completion certificate. So the the building the project which you are making, it should be approved by the local building regulations, and you should take the approval from that for site plan and building plan. And very important point over here is that buildings with 20,000 meters square built up area or more, they must submit environment impact assessment, which is called EIA report. So if it is less than 20,000 meters square, then it is okay. Otherwise, you have to submit um, EIA report. Then comes here soil erosion control. So what is this soil erosion control? Erosion control measures taken before or after construction must confirm the best management practices. So what is the practice actually? So fertile topsoil to be stockpiled prior to construction for future use or donation. मतलब ये हुआ कि जो भी टॉप लैंड है, मतलब जो लैंड है जिस पे बिल्डिंग बननी है, उस बिल्डिंग की जो लैंड है, उस लैंड का जो टॉप सॉइल है, अगर ये फर्टाइल सॉइल है तो इसको खुरच के अपने फर्दर यूज करना है या आप उसको उसको डोनेट करना है. सो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट आल्सो. देन द बिल्डिंग ओनर must provide basic amenities. So at least seven basic amenities like ATM, bank, clinic, hospital, school, cranchi, supermarket must be provided by the owner within a walking distance of 1 kilometer from the building entrance. Then proximity to public transport. So building owner must encourage use of public transport. Locate the building within 800-meter walking distance from the intra-city railway or bus stand or both. मतलब आपका जो बिल्डिंग जो भी आप बना रहे हो वो बहुत दूर नहीं होना चाहिए, एक विद इन दिस डिस्टेंस होना चाहिए. The project can operate a shuttle service for at least 25% of building occupants. मतलब पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट को बढ़ावा देने के लिए शटल सर्विस लगानी चाहिए बिल्डिंग ओनर को, एटलीस्ट मतलब 25% ऑक्यूपेंट्स के लिए. देन कम्स हियर लो एमिटिंग व्हीकल्स. तो जो बिल्डिंग ओनर है, he has to encourage the use of non fossil fuel vehicles. He must provide separate parking place for electric vehicles for at least 5% occupants. Provide separate parking place for CNG vehicles for at least 5% occupants. Charging facilities must be given for low emitting vehicles. So this is very important point कि जो बिल्डिंग ओनर हैं उनको लो एमिटिंग व्हीकल्स को प्रमोट करना है. लो एमिटिंग व्हीकल्स मतलब जो नॉन फॉसिल फ्यूल व्हीकल्स हैं जिनसे CO2 का उत्सर्जन कम होता है एज कम्पेयर टू फॉसिल फ्यूल व्हीकल्स. तो उसमें जैसे आपके इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स हैं, CNG व्हीकल्स हैं, इनको प्रमोट करने के लिए इनको प्रमोट करना है. Then comes here natural topography or vegetation. Design vegetated spaces on the ground, at least 15% area. Vegetation over built up structures, at least 30% area. Then preservation or transplantation of trees. Preserve at least 75% existing fully grown up trees except eucalyptus, bamboos, and plant new saplings that can mature into green trees within next 5 years so as to promote habitat and biodiversity. तो इस पॉइंट में ये है कि जो आपके फुल्ली ग्रोन अप ट्रीज हैं, वो मतलब 75% ट्रीज जो कि फुल्ली ग्रोन अप हैं उनको आपको प्रिजर्व करना है, एक्सेप्ट आप उसमें यूकेलिप्टस और बम्बू वगैरह को छोड़ सकते हैं, और नए प्लांट आपको लगाने हैं जो 5 साल के अंदर पूरी तरह से मैच्योर हो जाएं, so as to promote habitat and biodiversity. Then comes here heat island reduction roof. There are two categories: roof, non-roof. So shade from existing tree cover. Provide at least 50% of the parking spaces under cover. Use a material with high solar refractive index to cover at least 75% of the exposed roof area, including cover parking. So you can you can reduce the heat island by doing these kind of things. Then comes your outdoor light pollution reduction. Reduce light pollution to increase night sky access and enhance natural environment and lighting. Power density should be reduced by 30%. So this is another feature. Then comes here universal design facets. So ensure that building design caters to differently able people and senior citizens. Preferred car parking for differently abled people and senior citizens. Carry access to main entrance. Non-slippery ramps. Sitting area near lift. Braille and audio assistant must be given to these people. So you can see that here that your green building must give facilities to differently abled people and senior citizens. जैसे कि मतलब रैंप बनाना है आपको जिससे कि वो डिफरेंटली पीपल कहीं भी या और सीनियर सिटीजन्स कहीं भी बिल्डिंग में आ जा सकें, लिफ्ट के पास सीटिंग एरिया लगाना है, और ब्रेल वगैरह और ऑडियो असिस्टेंट्स हो सके तो वो भी अच्छा है. Then comes here promote welfare of the construction workers. मतलब जो वर्कर्स आपकी बिल्डिंग बना रहे हैं उनको आपको प्रमोट करने के लिए you have to promote welfare of the construction workers by providing safe and healthy work conditions, adequate housing to meet local labor law, sanitary facilities must be provided to them, first aid, drinking water, adequate illumination, site emergency alarm, daycare, crunchy. ये सब फैसिलिटीज आपको कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्कर्स को देना है जब आपकी बिल्डिंग बन रही है. देन ग्रीन बिल्डिंग गाइडलाइंस. सो यू द प्रोजेक्ट ओनर मस्ट गिव ग्रीन बिल्डिंग गाइडलाइंस टू द ऑक्यूपेंट्स. देन कम्स योर वाटर कंजर्वेशन. So first over here is rain water harvesting. At least 1 day rainfall runoff volume must be collected. Runoff volume is equal to surface area into runoff coefficient into rainfall. Then comes your water efficient plumbing fixtures. So in order to reduce water consumption, जो आप फिटिंग कर रहे हैं बिल्डिंग के अंदर उसमें जैसे कि सिस्टर्न आपने लगाया है या यूरिनल्स आपने लगाए हैं या टैप्स लगाए हैं या शॉवर लगाए हैं, उसमें पानी की खपत कम से कम हो उसके लिए हमको ऐसे फिक्सचर्स लगाने हैं बिल्डिंग के अंदर. सो यू कैन सी हियर सिस्टर्न्स फुल फ्लश 6 लीटर पर फ्लश, मतलब एक फ्लश में 6 लीटर से ज़्यादा नहीं जाना चाहिए. यूरिनल है तो उसमें 4 लीटर पर फ्लश, मतलब 4 लीटर से ज़्यादा नहीं जाना चाहिए. टंकी है तो 6 लीटर पर मिनट, एक मिनट में 6 लीटर से ज़्यादा पानी नहीं निकलना चाहिए. शॉवर है तो 10 लीटर पर मिनट. So by this way also by fixing these fixtures within a building we can reduce water consumption. Then comes your landscape design. So we must design landscape to ensure minimum water consumption. Landscaped area is planted with drought tolerant species. 10% area should be landscaped. So this is another feature in which we can reduce the water consumption. Then management of irrigation system. Central set of valve must be there. Soil moisture sensors integrated with irrigation system. मतलब आपका जो इरिगेशन सिस्टम है उसमें अगर आप सॉइल मॉइस्चर सेंसर्स मतलब जितने जब भी पानी की ज़रूरत है प्लांट को तभी उसको पानी मिले, इस तरह के सेंसर्स आप लगाएंगे तो पानी की खपत कम होगी। 75% must have drip irrigation system to reduce vaporization. So with the help of this we can reduce the water consumption. Then wastewater treatment and use. 100% wastewater treatment for reuse for landscaping, flushing and cooling must be there. So we must treat the wastewater and we should reuse it. Then water metering, sub metering to inform water performance. मतलब तीन तरह की सप्लाई आती है, म्यूनिसिपल वाटर सप्लाई, बोर वाटर सप्लाई or treated wastewater supply. So we have to put the sub meter for that also in order to check the water performance. So you can see there's a picture over here in which you are using the water from the laundry, from the bathroom, from the bathing, and this is going into a surge tank, and this is finally being given to the plants for irrigation. Then comes here energy efficiency. Minimum energy efficiency, reduction of ozone depleting substances, efficient AC equipment. Projects that have on-site renewable energy sources can subtract renewable energy generated from the total annual energy consumption. Commissioning plan for building equipment, AC management system, light management system must be there, that it should save at least 6%. Renewable energy sources must be used so that it can save up to 9%. Fresh air maintenance system must also be there. CO2 control and maintenance system must also be there. BEE means Bureau of Energy Efficiency 5-star rating. There is one agency whose name is BEE. तो जो भी इलेक्ट्रिकल अप्लायंसेस हैं उनकी वो रेटिंग करते हैं, अगर 5 स्टार रेटिंग है तो एनर्जी की खपत कम से कम होती है, और 4 स्टार है तो उससे कम, इस तरह से उनका रेटिंग सिस्टम चलता है। तो हमें ग्रीन बिल्डिंग के अंदर BEE रेटिंग 5 स्टार रेटिंग वाले जो इक्विपमेंट्स हैं वो यूज़ करें तो ज़्यादा अच्छा है। So BEE 5 star for HVAC equipments having lower or no ozone depletion potential and global warming potential must be used. Optimize energy consumption, energy metering and management system must be there. So there is a typical figure over here. You can see here for energy efficiency. So these are the so we must actually start thinking green. These are the references over here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you have any question, please you can post um, on my Google classes. Thank you very much.